This is from last night, but I do want to set the scene. It's only a 2-minute story. How about the three of us together watch this story, which is about the road being tolled, that road that's already been paid for, now being tolled, and then we can have a bit of a chat about it.
Kick in the guts. That's how concerned locals in the Tararua district are describing a proposal to put tolls on a long-awaited new highway. Major slips permanently closed State Highway 3 through the Manawatu Gorge in 2017. Its replacement between Woodville and Palmerston North is due to open next year.
Well, can I just clarify something with you, Kieran? Is this going to be the only road to get through there, or is it an alternate new road?
So there was a State Highway 3 through the Manawatu Gorge.
Yep.
And after a series of slips, it was deemed that the road couldn't be recovered, so it was closed permanently.
Yep.
And so there were two alternative roads, essentially glorified dirt tracks. One's called the Saddle Road and one's called the Pahiatua track. And at that stage, they were both council roads. So they were being used instead of the state highway. And so as local MP, I managed to get NZTA to agree to take over the maintenance, so at least the council didn't have to do it. They were never designed for that level of roading. In fact, the national government's original plan was to just say, oh, well, there's a road there, that'll do. It's like, no, hold on. So anyway, that's another story. But so there are two alternates. They're not safe. They're taking a lot of money to maintain every single year because they were never designed for this type of traffic. And the problem is if the toll goes on, they'll still be used. And
when you say they're council roads, does that mean this is therefore the only kind of state highway, the only central government road? Yeah, okay.
And it's
so there are a couple of goat tracks, but this is the only kind of nationally operated road of national significance. We could come up with a new term there.
Yeah,
that's what we're
the
saying.
only state highway connecting east and west of the Lower North Island.
All right, we'll keep going.
But as Sam Ollie found out at a community meeting, motorists are angry over the potential cost.
These Tararua locals unhappy and at times unable to be silenced.
Go put your toll where the sun won't shine.
Some so frustrated they were unwilling to leave the stage.
Folks, don't be blindsided.
After 7 years of construction, just months out from the Manawatu Tararua Highway's opening, tolling for the $620 million project has been proposed. $4.30 for cars, double that for large trucks.
And over. So that's $17 a day if you're in a truck going there and back. So that's going to be, what's that? 17 times 5 is $85 a week. So that's over $4,000 a year if you're a truck going backwards and forwards. If you're a delivery guy and you're doing it a few times, gosh, who knows? It's huge.
Overwhelming sense of betrayal, anger, disbelief, and a kick in the guts.
It is not right, it is outrageous, and it simply should not happen.
Commuters making 5 round trips on the road each week could pay more than $2,000 in tolls each year in a district where the median salary is just $26,000.
It is cruel, it is wrong, and it'll be on your heads if it's allowed to go ahead.
Yeah.
There's huge struggle already with people even trying to get to Palmerston North.
The NZTA says it had to propose tolls because of the coalition government's requirements.
Under this government policy statement, the clear expectation has been to consider tolling.
But ultimately, Cabinet will have the final say.
If that money isn't raised, that's less money for road maintenance, it's less money for building other roads.
I think Chewy, this is one of those moments where I think they must have cut in a bit late, and because the first thing he would have said is that's less money for tax cuts and that's less money for landlords. But TVNZ must have clipped that and just accidentally cut that beginnings off. So
just an oversight, Pat.
Yeah, just a short oversight.
Roading infrastructure across the country, and so this is a proposal.
That piece of infrastructure, you have already paid for that with
your
taxes.
Local councillors now expect thousands of people will submit these forms before consultation closes next month. Residents now planning a protest too.
NZTA, we will not pay.
The Emir demanding a government U-turn. Sam Ollie, One News.
So you were there, yeah, Karen?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, give us the dirty lowdown. What were you hearing when you were there? We can see what the vibe is, but expand on it for us.
Well, the meeting was originally billed as an opportunity for people to come in and find out how to make a submission, and they booked a supper room on the side of the stadium, and they figured out pretty quickly they had to open up the whole stadium, and it was chocker. Literally, over 500 people. There was standing room only. It was the biggest public meeting I've ever seen. And when you consider the size of Woodville, it's massive turnout.
Yeah. Well, so, and the general vibe, that was a fairly accurate representation. Was there anyone there who was like, no, this is how we got to go? Was there literally anyone saying, we accept this, we understand?
Hand on heart, didn't hear a single person speak in favour of the proposal. There was a real feeling of genuine anger. People were furious at this proposal, and they're reasonable people. They recognise that tolls play a role, and that they have a function moving forward. And I said on the night, look, if a new road was going to be built, and if the only way to get across the line is to have a toll, so that's the difference between this new road getting built or not, then sure. You don't bring it on a road that's a replacement for a broken state highway, bump it on 9 months before it's completed, when a community's been waiting 7 years without a state highway to connect it to its place of work. Because so many people from sort of northern Wairarapa, Tararua, southern Hawke's Bay go to Palmy to go to the hospital, to do their shopping, to go to work. And you heard the median income in the Tararua district, 26 grand a year. Yeah. And the government wants these people to pay over $40 a week just to get to work. Come on.
Did Waka Kotahi speak on the night?
Yeah, they did. And Linda, who you saw there in the TV show, I felt really sorry for her because at the end of the day, NZTA are doing what they've been told to. The government changed the rules in June and instructed NZTA to explore tolls on all new roads, and they've included this one in that. And there were a lot of questions, a lot of political questions aimed at the government, and the two national MPs didn't get up and made Linda from NZTA face the heat, and I thought that was pretty gutless, frankly.
The reason I ask that is you've said two things. You've said you didn't hear anyone speak positively of it. So are we to understand that therefore even Waka Kotahi weren't that excited about speaking positively about the thing that they're doing?
Well, I mean, public servants are pretty professional, so they just say it as it is. They spelled out that the government in June instructed them to do this, and that's why they're doing it. They've said that because they've been instructed, they've looked at it, they've assessed that there's going to be X amount required over maintenance over the next number of years, and that's why they've landed at $4.30. We've asked for a tolling assessment, so has the council, so have a number of other interested parties, and the government still hasn't released that information, which is an unusual thing when you're consulting. But look, at the end of the day, NZTA are doing what they're told to do. And there's a really big difference. I've had my beef with NZTA over the years. There was a stretch of road between Greytown and Featherston, which I don't believe should have been reduced to 80k, but that was their call. This is different. This is Cabinet's call. This is a political decision. And ultimately, the minister should have been there, frankly, and fronted up as to why he believes the toll should be there. The National Party local MPs were sort of in an impossible situation because if they said that they supported the toll, they would have been run out of town. But if they spoke opposing it, even though that would be reflecting the clear view of the community, then they would be speaking against their government. So they were in a difficult position, but fair play to them. They turned up at least. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, I see they've now said we've spoken to the minister. Well, the views of the community will be reflected in the submissions. Whether they listen to that is another story. And you heard, I may have not heard a single person at the meeting speak in defence of it, but you heard the minister speak in defence of it. And I sat next to the finance minister on TVNZ Breakfast this morning, and she spoke in defence of this proposal. So it seems pretty clear to me they've made their mind up, but we're going to have to keep pushing back.